we should be able to secure, as a minimum, a playoff spot today. But we're having a little bit of an injury crisis. Hello and welcome to part 29 of Backing the Boro. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have two home games, one against Billericay, one against Stockport. Stockport are the team in second place in the league at the moment. If we win both of these, we go a long way towards securing our promotion, finally. There's still a long way to go on the season. After today, we've still got 10 games left, I think. However, as it stands right now, we're 13 points clear at the top of the league with a game in hand and a far superior goal difference. So everything is looking good. We were on another good run of form until we ran into Lowestoft and inexplicably lost 2-0 against a team that are, I don't even know where they are, down in 10th place. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that we are suffering a bit of an injury crisis at the moment. As you can see, even in today's starting 11, we've got two injuries. Brundle and Hornsby are both currently carrying knocks, but the most significant injuries to our strikers. Joe Wheatley's injured as well. Zidane Akers, although he hasn't played all season. But Tyrone Marsh, after getting fit again, has now got himself a hip injury and is out for the rest of the season. He was back for maybe 2 games. I don't actually think he scored a goal after returning from injury previously. So he's going to end the season. I mean, it's an impressive season. 21 appearances, 21 goals, 10 assists, 6 man of the matches and a 7.93. But with promotion looking likely, I don't know that he's ever going to play for us again, because if he's injury prone and stepping up a division, we might end up with better replacements before he gets another opportunity. Shola Royula is also injured, which means we've had to resort to Alex Willis being on the bench, who you might remember from maybe a season or two ago. A season ago, there you go. But he has scored since he's been in the team a couple of times from substitute appearances, so he's not a disaster. Nice little backup option to have, as people keep saying. The Man City of the National League North. Even our 5th choice striker can score goals for us. But this is the team we're putting out there today. We've got Linus in goal, a back four of Anderson, Grimes, Stone and Birch, with Smith, Elliott, Brundle and Hornsby in midfield, and then McQueen and Scott up front. Darren McQueen has fully embraced his role as assist machine now. He was scoring at a goal a game for the first half of the season, and as you can see, the second half of the season, he's only scored 3 times, but he is getting a decent number of assists now, still operating at a very high average rating. And Cedwyn Scott is finally starting to become the player we thought he would be when we signed him, but he picked up an injury really early on. But he's now got 6 goals from 7 starts and is starting to look pretty impressive and forming a bit of a partnership with McQueen, which is always good. If we can keep those two fit, then we should be good to just cruise through to the title. If we pick up any more injuries to strikers, then it starts to become quite problematic, because there have been times where McQueen, I think, had a little knock for a little while as well, and we were really struggling to put out an actual front two. Also in central midfield, we've had issues. Hornsby's played a couple of times in central midfield, just because we didn't have anyone else to play there. We've had to play Boro at left back a couple of times. We really have been down to bare bones with this injury crisis that we're going through, and it's just a little bit silly. But hopefully that's all behind us now. We do seem to be coming out the other side of it. We've got Hornsby, Brundle, McQueen all back in the squad today, all back in the team today even. I don't know how long Hornsby and Brundle will last. But Scott puts it across to, I don't even know who that was. I didn't get a chance to read their name. And wow, that was our left winger, Smith, on his right foot with an absolute thumping effort from miles out. I mean, that deserved a goal because it was such a good attempt. But 'twas not to be. And hopefully this is the move that we build on and find a goal from, because it's actually been a bit of a nothing game so far. Half an hour in, there's not been a shot on target from either team. Possession's pretty much equal. And there's your first shot on target, but Linus keeps hold of it because he's Mr. Safe Hands. Forget any negativity that might have come out in the last episode towards the end of it. Linus is a hero. That is a weird corner from Scott. But, I mean, is that onside? It is. Is it? No, it's been disallowed. I mean, it was just weird. We've got some really weird set pieces going on at the moment, and that was another weird one. I actually don't think McQueen needed to touch that. I think it was probably going in without him getting involved, and he's probably cost us a goal there. But I like the fact that we are being a little bit more creative with our set pieces, and I can now assure you that that's nothing I've done. All I've done on the set pieces is set up one set of set piece instructions, which literally just tells the players where to stand. They're on mixed corner instructions, and it's just the creativity of the corner takers, I guess, making all this weird stuff happen. But we've now given away a penalty. We're 1-0 down with, what, 35 minutes to go. We're going to immediately go attacking. We can't lose 2 games on the bounce before we go into the game against Stockport, because that's the kind of situation where we start to fall apart. Scott with another corner, and this time it's Grimes, and I think that came off a crossbar rather than it being a save. Scott is putting in some decent corners for us. Part of me does think he should probably be in the middle though, and Darren McQueen's now getting sent off. I mean, well done, skipper. He's cost us a goal, and now he's got himself sent off in a game we had to win. So, I mean, that's just a brilliant effort from him. Our 2 injured players in midfield are shattered, but we don't have anyone to come on for them. We can bring Worrell Bristow on for him. We need to get Willis on the pitch. I guess we bring him on for Brundle. It's a sensible thing to do. Well, it's not sensible, but it'll get the job done. You can be a target man. You can be a poacher, and we'll just play without a midfield. In fact, yeah, Tom Elliott can just be the midfield. I think he's got it in him. There you go, Tom. Prove your worth. You've been moaning about not getting opportunities all season. Now you've got the opportunity to be the midfield. We need to grab a goal from somewhere. We are running out. We've got so few options. Although we're getting players back into the team now, we've not got game changers on the bench. And when you're in a situation like this, it's probably, we've not had a clear-cut chance in the entire game. They've had 3. Where are Billericay in the league? We shouldn't be losing at home to anybody in the situation that we're in. I mean, Billericay, though, where are they? Down in 15th place. I don't understand how we've suddenly got so rubbish. Well, I do. It's injuries. It's exactly what it is. But they're just all over us now. They're cutting through us as if we don't have a midfield. It's bizarre. Boro... I mean, the only good attacking player we've got is Smith, so there's no point bringing Boro on. And what's the point of bringing on Baxter? It's just another centre-back. That has been a poor, poor game. And now we need to go into a massive game against Stockport. I mean, it's not as desperate as just needing a win at this stage. But we don't want to lose 3 games in a row, no matter how far clear we are at the top of the league. The Stockport game was postponed in the end, which might be a blessing in disguise because it's allowed us a little bit of extra time, another week to get some of these players fit who we were struggling for fitness with before. So we have a team that's almost fit now. Obviously McQueen is suspended, so Shola Ayula, his condition is okay. He's not match fit yet, but needs must. We've got to get him straight into the team because the alternative is Alex Willis, who really isn't up to it. We have had our youth intake come through as well. I've done a separate video on the youth intake that's going to come out later on today. It's going to be combined youth intake across this save and the non-league to legend save, and just having a look at some of our younger players and how they're developing. So I won't get bogged down in them now, but check that video out, 9 o'clock tonight. But this is our team for today. I don't remember who we had in the last one because I did that other video in between, so I'll read the team out again. I think it's largely unchanged. We've got Linus in goal, Anderson, Grimes, Stone and Birch in defence, Smith, Elliott, Brundle, Hornsby in midfield. I think that whole area is the same, and the only change, actually, now I think about it, is Ayula coming in for McQueen, and we've changed Scott to be a target man because he was the advanced forward before with, what's his name? McQueen as a defensive forward. Neither of these two can really do defensive forward, and Scott's a target man anyway, so we'll do that. We've gone to a standard mentality because we're away from home. We need to pick up a win today, or at least not lose. If we go into that Stockport game off the back of 3 straight defeats, then I am going to start to panic a little bit because the gap we've got at the top of the league is down to 10 points at this point. We do still have that game in hand because of the fact the Stockport game was postponed, but imagine if Boston win today and we go into the Stockport game and we're only 7 points clear, 3 straight defeats, we lose against them as well, suddenly the gap's 4 points, and a 4-point gap off the back of 4 straight defeats, and I really am starting to panic at that point. Oh, and here comes the panic because we're already 1-0 down. We do seem to be playing a little bit better today. We've actually had some shots, which we didn't really get in the last game, but why is it all going so desperately wrong? This season had been going so well. We're just running out of players. I'd hoped to be able to get some of the youngsters in the team towards the end of the season after we'd sort of sewn up promotion with 8 games to go As it is, this is going to go down to the wire. We're gonna backdoor Kev a season of domination, which I guess is the only way I know how. But I just hope that some of these other teams around us are being equally inept at the moment. Right, Ayula is in behind, crosses, and it doesn't make it past the first man, but he gets another opportunity. That time does find Scott, but it wasn't straight at the keeper. That's unfair, but it wasn't a particularly challenging header to get on the end of. And now they're coming at us again. And is that Jonathan Nixon, the player we released because he wasn't good enough? It probably is. He's probably going to score a hat-trick. Right, Scott doesn't win the ball. I mean, he's not a target man. We can't. For me, a target man, you lump the ball up to him and he keeps hold of it and does something with it. Scott just doesn't really do that, and they're in behind again, and Linus makes a save. Bishop Stortford, 11th in the league. Just like with Billericay, they're not a team that we should be losing against. But frustration. I feel powerless to do anything about this as well, because as we all have agreed in the comments repeatedly, we can't change the tactic. Let's not fiddle, Kev. My downfall in the past has always been getting in this situation and then fiddling too much. But we're not playing well anymore. At what point does it move beyond fiddling and become, okay, you've got to make a change or this is all going to go wrong? And, oh, for goodness sake, that's just so poor. There was a man covering. We should not be giving away a penalty in that situation. Let's have a penalty save and use it to turn our season around. No. 2-0 down against a mid-table team. This is all seeming painfully familiar. I don't want to see your poxy penalty replay. What I want to do is start scoring goals again. We are massively, massively missing... What's his face? The striker who's scoring loads of goals, whose name I can't even remember now. It's been so long since he was in the team. Can't even remember what he was called. How are we 3-0 down? How are we 3-0 down against a mid-table team? How are we going to lose 3 games in a row? 4 games in a row probably, because we'll lose to Stockport as well. How is this a thing that has happened? We are pretty much the same players, playing pretty much the same way. Their heads have gone. The amount of times I call you out and you said bottle job and it wasn't a bottle job. This is a bottle job. Not by me, by my players. My players are bottling it. Ugh. Right. Attack. We don't have a game-changing player on the bench. We have another left winger, a striker who's not good enough, and 2 centre-backs. Because it's pretty much all we've got knocking around in this squad. We are so short of players. They're suspended and injured all over the place. Tactical change? Can't do a tactical change. That would be mad. Hornsby is in, and it's straight at the keeper. I mean, those stats, they do not scream 3-0 to Bishop Stortford at you. They've had 3 clear-cut chances, but we've had 2 and a half chance. They've just been clinical. We haven't. We're the team with a goal difference that was 49 at the start of the episode. It's 44 at this point, and only getting worse. Now Brundle's going to get himself sent off. He's just back from injury and is now sent off. We're down to 10 men again. He now joins the suspended list. We don't have another central midfielder who can come into the team. They're all injured or suspended. And for the second game in a row, Tom Elliott is the midfield. And he showed in the last game he's not capable of doing it. This game, when it wants to, oh, it punishes you. What did I do wrong? Why am I being punished? Look at those stats. This is not a 3-0 defeat. They're not the stats of a 3-0 defeat. 4-0, sorry. My mistake. The game can hear me moaning. It's going to make it 4 or 5 now and really knock the stuffing out of us. The gap at the top of the league is down to 9 points. We are literally relying on the teams around us having equally poor form. We need to get into one of those situations where everybody's bottling it. Everyone's afraid of promotion. We've seen it before plenty of times, but that's not how I wanted it to be this time. I wanted us to show that we actually deserved promotion. That has just hit our target man on the back of the head and bounced off of him. And now it's 4-0 down. I can't rage quit an episode for the second time in a week, but I feel like just ending the episode here. We're 4-0 down. It's not getting better from here. We're 4-0 down to 10 men, and look at the pathetic array of substitutions that we've got. Scott is coming off because it just hit him in the back of the head. Goodness me. How do you let it hit you in the back of the head? There you go. We'll do an advance forward and a poacher. Everyone tells me you're not supposed to do that. Don't care anymore. Boro can come on. And we'll bring Nathan Baxter on for Birch. And we're going to play him there. And we're going to move Stone into midfield. Anderson's going to play centre-back even though he can't. And we're just going to do that. And we're going to go overload. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Just pump the ball forward. Ugh. Pump it. We've taken the target man off. Now's the time to pump the ball forward. We're going to lose 6 or 7-0. Oh, this season is getting away from me a little bit. And here comes number 5. And of course it's Jonathan Nixon. Of course it is. Presumably he's on a hat-trick or something today. The guy who was never good enough for us, was never going to get in our team. Even now, he wouldn't be on the bench for us. He just wasn't good enough. But he's just going to score goals for fun against us today, because why not? Goal and an assist and an 8.3. I don't know why I'm doing overload. I'm just ruining my goal difference at this point. We should just be defending, but I want a goal now. I'm frustrated. Kev's on tilt, everybody. Hornsby, in behind, scores. With 12 minutes to go. 5-5, anyone? I'll start celebrating when the 4th goes in. I'm not going to get giddy before. I'm not even going to watch the replays until the 4th one goes in, because I'm that angry at the incompetence that I'm watching. Sheesh. Here you go. Here's number 2. Elliott with the corner. Grimes heads over. We've had as many clear-cut chances as they've had. We've had more half chances than them. We've had equal possession, more shots on target, better pass completion, roughly equal tackles won, better headers won. We have been the better team in that game. And we've lost 5-1. This game sometimes. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for more really cheerful Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.